Welcome back everyone, Mike here, and I also want to welcome all the new subscribers to the channel. We've had a lot of new people that joined our little community here recently, and if you're visiting our channel for the first time, I'll briefly kind of tell you what it's about. We enjoy all things outdoors, kind of like the finer things in life, cutting firewood. We have a sawmill, we have a large property here in western Pennsylvania. So anything like tractors, chainsaws, we got a couple golden retriever dogs, and we just enjoy outdoor activities. So that's basically what our channel is about. But today we have kind of a challenging little project here. I'm not sure how this is all going to work out, but I'll show you what I got going on here. So we're down here beside the pond, and I've got this nice hemlock tree here right in front of me. But this tree is dead. I think what happened to it was I built this pond probably, I don't know, 10 or 11 years ago, something like that. The pond was here before, you know, it was probably built in the 40s, and then it had all filled in, the dam was washed out, so I completely redid it, and it's in pretty bad shape again right now. It needs a lot of repairs. It's really tough having a pond just in the middle of the woods, especially around here. We've got all these hills, you get lots of sediment that washes in, you've got all the leaves, all the debris, it all falls in the pond, it decomposes, so probably every 10 years, you almost need to redo the thing anyways. Plus my standpipe's plugged up. I did a temporary fix this past year, just put a band-aid on it. But be honest with you, I think the whole thing needs drained and kind of redone. The back part of the pond probably has 5 feet of sediment in it from a flood, like a flash flood we had last spring. And it's just in pretty rough shape. But anyway, back to the tree. So when I redid this pond, I raised the water level probably 1.5 feet from where it was originally. And I think I just got too close to this hemlock. You know, the roots are too much in the water. Hemlocks like being near water, but I think this one's just a little bit too close. But this is going to be kind of challenging here. All the weight, everything, it's definitely leaning towards the pond. I mean, it's going to go down in the pond. And I'm wondering, I think it's going to reach to the other side, and the top will probably break off if it hits those oaks over there. I may try to steer this tree kind of that way, but I'm not sure if I can or not. And the reason is, it's going to be kind of hard to make my face cut because I can't be standing on the water out in front of it. So we're going to see what we can do here. But I think we'll get it down, and then I'll winch it out with the Wallenstein Skidding Winch. But before I attempt this, there's a little red pine here that's dead, and it's hung up in it, up in the top. So I definitely want to get that out of there first, because as soon as this tree starts going down, that little dead red pine there would come crashing right down on me. So I need to take care of that one first. This one's all rotted off at the base here, but I'm just going to cut it off, hook the skidding winch to it, and yank it out of here. It may bust up in a few pieces, I'm not sure. But I definitely want to get it out of that hemlock before I try taking it down. Here's the band-aid I put on this pond last summer. Like I said, the standpipe was plugged up and the water was running over the dam. It was going to erode it all out. So literally I just put some plastic down. Water runs over top of the plastic and then down to the stream instead of eroding the dam out. But like I said, I'm probably going to drain this whole thing next summer anyway. But it is a really nice spot for a pond. It's just, it's really tough with all these trees and hills. But you can get a better look at that hemlock from over here. I think there may be 1 or 2 limbs on it that are still green about halfway up. The rest of it's all dead. But there's probably 3 or 4 really good saw logs out of there that I'll get out of that tree. And I don't have a lot of hemlocks. The only ones I do are down here by the pond, and I kind of like them. So I'm not going to take any more down. And coincidentally, hemlock is the state tree of Pennsylvania. In my opinion, it should be the cherry tree, but hemlocks are pretty cool as well. Also have this other tree. I think that's an oak that died years ago. It's down in the pond. We may even try to yank that out too. That one should come out pretty easy. But anyway, we better get started. First up, get rid of that little dead red pine snag there, and we'll go from there. It's not going to take hardly anything to pull that out. There is nothing left of this. I can't believe it's still standing, actually. It's really rotten. It may just bust off, but it should come down out of that hemlock. We'll see. All right, so I have it hooked up. The cable runs over this way to this self-releasing snatch block, and then over the tractor. Like I said, I think that one, it may just break off. We may have to rehook a couple times. We'll see. Give it a try. Alright, that one's down. Alright, I put a strap and a chain on it. I almost forgot to do that. And I actually put a couple zip ties on it to keep it from coming undone. Because when that goes down in the pond, I won't be able to reach it to, you know, hook a chain onto it. And I left plenty of slack in the chain, so when it starts to go over and I get out of there, I don't get tangled up in the chain or get hurt by it. I think it's a pretty good plan. Well, that wasn't pretty, but it's down. I had some trouble as soon as I got started with my face cut. You know, I couldn't get out in front of it, couldn't really see what you were doing. And then I got into a little bit of barbed wire on this side of the tree. So my back cut, I had to kind of go in a little bit lower. And I mean, I knew it was going to go that way. I just had some concerns that it was going to split. And my escape route wasn't the best, trying to get up that slippery slope there, but it's down. Next step here, I'm just going to pull it about 5 feet or so. It's probably going to run right into that stump, and then I'm going to move that snatch block over to this big oak right here that I'm standing by. try to lift it up some so it's not digging into the bank. And we should be able to get it up out of there though. But there's going to be some really nice lumber come out of that tree. There were some, you can see live branches, more than I thought the first 30 feet. And then from there up, it was all dead. But yeah, that tree there was definitely on its way out. Not much left of it. But doing it this way, I can salvage some good lumber instead of waiting until it dies and rots away. So that's good. Here comes my helper. Boy, you're all bundled up.
Yeah, it's cold. Shouldn't you be?
Once I got moving around, it's pretty nice. I got that dead hemlock down. I'll show you.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah.
It wasn't pretty. There was some barbed wire in it. I hit that, and
oh, yeah.
I had to come in kind of low on the back cut.
So that's the foot, that's the root of the bottom of that trunk, root, foot of tree, whatever you call it, is where Lucy, the goose, lived.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, right on this side of it.
Yeah.
There's a few live branches part way up it, and then the whole top's dead. I was telling them, I think what happened when we built that pond, raised the water level up, it was just too much for it. Hemlocks like the water, but that was too much. Now I'm going to winch it out.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll help you.
All right, good deal. Usually I pull from down here. I'm going to pull from up top. I need as much height as I can because it's hung up on the root right there. But I think pulling from right here, it should want to roll a little bit. I mean, I'm going to have to tug on it pretty good, but once I get it up on the bank just a little bit, it'll be real easy from there on. Nope, I'm pulling right up against it. Gotta go to plan B. Okay. Alright, I moved the snatch block over to that maple tree right there. I'm going to try pulling it that way just a little bit. Once I get it over that root, it's going to come right out of there, no problem at all. It's just, it's butted right up against it now. Alright, we got it moved over away from the stump, but it's still dug right in there to the bank and some other roots. I might try, I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, I may try the tractor, just the forks. This is a really steep bank, but maybe get kind of close to it and just try to lift one end up a little bit. I mean, I need like a foot. If I can get that thing up in the air a foot in this way, I'll get it right out of there. But right now, it's dug right in. And I don't have any good trees right here to hook the snatch block to. This pine right here, it's dead. It'll break right off. Need to figure out how to get above it. And I don't really want to hook to that nice little hemlock beside it. I don't want to screw it up. Yeah, maybe I'll try just the forks. I don't think that's going to work, but it's worth a try.